I was going to say something really, ask you something really quick.
Mhm.
When after the Mayhem stuff, because after that you went and opened up for Korn and then
Mhm.
Slipknot
On the same tour, yeah,
on the
yeah,
same tour. Okay,
yeah. It was us, then Korn, then Slipknot. Yeah, yeah. I know,
dude,
right? Still, to me, I'm like, yeah, I did that, and I'm just like, what? Like,
how does that feel? You know,
it's
how,
crazy. I wish I could do it again. I wish I could do that tour over and over and over again. And I think 10 years is long enough. If Korn or Slipknot wants to call us up and offer us another tour,
yeah,
I'll drop what I'm doing tomorrow. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah, I mean that's the dream, right? Again, after watching the Disasterpieces DVD and being like, "Holy shit, I want to do that," and then
Yeah,
going and doing that, like
right.
playing in some of the, like playing in London where they were at in that,
Uh,
on that DVD.
yeah.
And I have this story about how being on that tour with them, um, again, always we're just always trying to stay out of the way. We're this new band. We're trying to get some recognition. We're trying to get away from some old stigma around the band too. Like just we were younger and causing ruckus and fighting all the time and all the other dumb shit that we did as kids. It's like
Yeah.
uh, you know it, we're getting away from that, but some of that stuff still kind of follows you, and you just kind of like I said, we're at this point now where I'm like, all right, now it's time to not fuck it up. So we're
Right.
we're constantly trying to just stay out of everyone's way to the
Yeah.
point where like I didn't even talk to like half the guys like in that band until like that tour was damn near over. And
Oh, wow.
and there were two legs of it. There was a US run and there was a European run.
Right.
And we weren't confirmed for the European run until like halfway through the US run because they were still like kind of I think they were still kind of feeling us out.
Yeah.
And then once we proved that we weren't going to burn the place down,
Mhm.
uh, they were like, okay, like you guys can do the European run. So I remember I when I went home in between those is like, dude, we're on tour for like 5 months with
Right.
them, and
Right.
I had like a little break over the holidays to go home, and
Right.
I grabbed my copy of Disasterpieces and I put it in my luggage and I took it with me, and I kept it in there
Right.
until we got to London,
Yeah.
and
Oh my gosh.
I went up to Corey and I was like, yo, like I have like you coming out creepily like in between songs and going London like
Yeah.
burned in my brain eternally from
Yeah.
how many times I've watched this DVD. Like, and
Mm.
I like hate to like be like the big fanboy, but like, can you sign this? And
Yeah.
so, and I got him and Clown and Chris to all sign that in London, which
Dude.
is awesome because those were like that was just such a like a special like moment.
Yeah.
Uh, and that night, Corey comes out and he goes, London. And I was just like, oh my God. Because I watched them every single night on that tour, man. Like, and
Oh,
I can't say that, about a lot of bands, not
yeah.
to discredit other bands we tour with, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
Like, you're on the
Yep.
road and there's so much shit going on. If you can find a moment to just chill for a second
Yeah.
and get away from noise, like you
Uh-huh.
will. But man, on that tour,
Yeah.
every single night, my ass was glued in a seat somewhere in that arena watching them.
Dude, that's awesome.
And
That's
so, yeah,
awesome.
to have that, it's like one of those things, it's like I have it signed and it'll sit on my shelf and nobody knows the significance of, where it was signed or whatever. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah, no,
now everybody knows now.
yeah, yeah, it's a special one for sure.
But that's pretty sick though. That's really sick, man. You ever think about, you doing all this musical stuff, just think about, your life or whatever, and have you ever thought of just taking a break from this, or you want to just keep going?
Um, no, I just want to keep going, man.
There
Like,
you go.
I think when the thought of like taking a break crosses my mind, I just think of what else I guess I try to think of what else would I be doing,
Right.
you know, um, and I can't really think of anything else.
Right.
Uh, so nothing else interests me to this degree. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like as a um, as an artist, like at times you just feel like you're maybe a when it comes to the industry side of things, you're just like a cog in the machine. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like there's ups and downs, and sometimes you're doing enough to where uh, you are surviving on the thing you want to do, and other times you are just everything else you're doing in life is trying to facilitate this thing that you really want to do. You know what I mean? Like, um, kind of like like making ends meet in between, like, because for those that don't know, we were on Roadrunner, for the first
Mhm.
two records, and then we split ways and went independent. And
Damn.
there are a lot of growing pains with going fully independent.
Yeah.
Um, and so there were a lot of tours that were a lot of loss,
Right.
and you know, um, trying to kind of build this thing up. We had a good little momentum, good little push from being on Roadrunner, and and good support from them. Like you know, we left on I'd say good terms because we're still friends with the people that we worked with that were on the label and everything. But
Yeah.
just kind of taking that new direction and next step in our career. Um, it's tough. I think it's and I think it's a thing that breaks a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that I haven't had you know uh, times of feeling burnt
Hmm.
a bit,
Hmm.
especially like I said when I'm like um, when you're in between tours and you are kind of just trying to brace yourself for an inevitable loss.
Mm.
So you're grinding harder in between, you know, um, expecting to take the loss. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You're working harder in between the tours and then working hard on the road to lose
Hmm.
money and then kind of start over again and
Yeah.
start that cycle over again
Oh
until
man.
you build it up a bit. And that shit's tough and that shit wears on you, and that's kind of the part, that I think that's the part that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, and I try to be real about it without being bleak.
Yeah.
I always tell the story about there was this kid. I was at the end of a Europe tour, and I was tired, and it was just a rough one of those rough ones. You know how it is, like
Yeah.
travel shit's fucked or whatever. You're not getting any sleep. You
Yeah.
know, the road's fucking hard,
Oh,
man. It just is what
it
it is. And
it is.
and this young kid, 15, 16-year old or whatever, I'm talking to him at the merch, and he says, "Man, it's got to just be awesome, right? Just living the dream." And at this is like last day of the tour, and I'm just shot, dude. I'm just like I'm the Grinch, dude. I'm just like
Oh.
I want to go home. I fucking what I mean, like
Mm.
fuck this shit, whatever. But I don't tell him this. I'm like
Right.
as I think about it in my head for like 5 seconds, I stop and think like what 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 do I do like by telling him this? You know what I mean? Like what purpose does this serve to like tell this kid, nah, this shit's hell, like just completely shit on this kid's dreams. You know what I mean? Because think
Yeah.
about where I was at that kid's age.
Yeah.
I was watching the fucking Disasterpieces DVD saying, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And who knows if this kid grows up one day to do something far beyond anything I ever do with music. Like
Mm.
I it would be a huge disservice to just shit on his dreams because I'm having a bad moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so for all the times that I like keep it, maybe a little too real, about the, downsides of being on the road and this and that, because I
Hmm.
don't glamorize it, dude. Fucking
Yeah.
touring, sleeping in a van every night and all this shit, dude.
It's just
It's,
hard, man.
back hurts and you're just like, you're tired, and then, you get sick on the road and you can't get
Yeah.
any medicine, and
Oh
you
man.
can't get any rest, and you just hope that you recuperate when you get home, and you're
Oh
losing money, and it's just, you know what I mean? It's just a list of shit. But at the end of
yeah.
the day, for, at the end of the day, I'll take all those complaints and just
Yeah.
fucking shove it, because I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
There's nothing, because there's no better feeling than going up on that stage every night. And
Hmm.
there's no better feeling than somebody coming up to me and telling me what a difference something I'm doing has made in their life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Uh, Feeling like I actually am making a positive difference in the world and in someone's life just through doing what I love.
It's
Um, is yeah, there's nothing else I'm going to do, I think, for me personally, that's
yeah.
going to give me that same feeling.
Yeah.
So in that moment, I'm gonna fucking suck it up, and I'm gonna tell him, yeah, man, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it is, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
There you go. There you go. Everybody, Eugene Gill, or should I say Eugene Aaron Gill?
Yeah, you got to put the
Oh,
differentiation in there. You'll get my father. It's a totally
yeah.
different person.
One more other thing. How can people find you?
I am on Instagram at Eugene Aaron, and I am on Twitter. I refuse to call it X.
Right.
At 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 Gene810.
Awesome.
Or sorry, Gene810. Don't put an O there. I know we always say that, like when we're saying like 810, people always ask like, is it 810? Is it 810? Is it 810? It's like,
Right.
well, when you're talking about area codes, you always say 810, just like you say 303 or whatever.
Exactly.
But it is an 81 numerical zero. Gene
Right.
810.
Dude.
That's it. And also, obviously, follow the band, King 810, King
Yeah.
810 Flint on Instagram, YouTube, all that, so
Dude. That's
all that
awesome, man.
stuff.
Thank you again, Eugene. Hey, man. Take it
Thank
easy. All right.
you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Thank you.
Eugene Gill. Later.
Appreciate it. See you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Will Dorsey Jr. of Talk Music Podcast. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. That little red button on there, just hit it. That will help me out tremendously. If you can also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, that will also help me. And if you wanted to download our podcast on Apple or Google or Amazon or even Spotify, you can check us out on there. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, eRecord Studio, the new way musicians rehearse, record, and share their e-record sessions on social media. Visit ERS on eRecordStudio.com. Download this amazing app on Google and Apple Apps stores.
Visit us on www.talkmusicpodcast.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download our podcast on Apple, Google, Amazon, and Spotify.